Hey everybody on YouTube, good morning. Today I thought I'd do another vintage video repair. This is a part 2. Actually, I've been posting some V-cord videotapes on my YouTube page, which obviously you probably have seen these videos. This is one of the really hardest video machines in the world to fix. This thing is a nightmare, and I'm talking nightmare. On top of it, there is very few of these machines in existence. They're very hard to find. You don't see them come up on eBay. You don't see many people who do have these. It was a very early pre-Betamax machine format. Took cassettes that looked like 8-tracks. It was a very early video format. This thing came out in 1973, so this was a really early camcorder type of thing. A camera would hook up to it. But besides being very rare, and you just don't find these, which is pretty hard. If you do find them, they're junk. People try to fix them themselves. They destroyed them. They don't work. I don't come across these very often. This is the second one now in my arsenal. This was given to me by the client that I did those V-cord tapes for. I transferred with my working machine. So today I'm messing with it to fix this one up, so I have a second backup for the V-cord-1 black and white. This is a very, very rare and very, very hard machine to fix. I am telling you, I am not kidding you. It's very, very difficult. But anyways, as you can see, I got the main belt, capstan belt changed out. There's no part numbers for these. You're going to have a hard time finding belts. Taking this thing apart is a complete nightmare. You know, when you're working on it and stuff, you're going to see there's one board. I don't know if I can flip this thing around, but let me just show you what the deal is. When you turn these things around, you're going to see that there's a board on the back of this thing. This thing is very modular. It snaps in a very difficult situation of getting this in. And then you have your stator motor on the bottom, as you see in the far right. That motor is where your belt connects to, and you have to disassemble that. You have to put it together a specific way, and it's got to be done a specific way. If not, it's not going to work right. It's a very, very hard unit to work on. And then you got your video card board on the side. This thing is really, really difficult, but I've had some luck with it today, just so you know. And then if you look in the side here, you know, if everything plugs into the side. This is a great format, but I'll tell you, this has got to be one of the hardest VCR video type machines I've ever worked on in my life. Very difficult. There's no parts. It's made by Sanyo. It's a VT7100. Very difficult unit. There's very few of them in existence that work, and if you do find them, they're very hard to find. I mean, they're really scarce to find these, but they're out there, but there's not many of them. There really isn't. I haven't came across many of these units at all. But anyways, I've physically restored the capstan motor. There's no part numbers, no cross-reference numbers for this thing. So finding a belt is a hit or miss. Pretty much a miss, let's put it that way. Belts are not easy to find. And if you do find belts for these units, it's you have to really have the exact belts to fit this, because the tolerances are very, very in spec. The belt can't be too tight, it can't be too loose, and if you're just going to match up a belt, it's going to take you forever. And I mean, it's a nightmare because you're going to get it wrong every time. I mean, I tried matching it up by hand, and really difficult. But I did stumble upon a belt kit for this that came out of Germany. Thank God, because belts for this are almost impossible to get physically. And then matching one up is not an easy thing to do, not on this unit, because the tolerances are just too tight. If the belt is too tight, it won't work. If it's too loose, it won't work. And then you have a special round belt that runs your rewind and fast forward. And if that belt's too tight or loose, it either won't work or it'll snap. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I've never seen a VCR like this in my life. But once you get it done and you put it together, and if you get the right belts, which is the biggest problem with this machine, sometimes you have to recap them. This one here, I checked the caps were good, but they broke one of the slide switches on it. I had to replace that. But I'm just working on this V-cord VT7100. It was given to me by the client that I did those tapes for this week. Now I'm trying to get a second one in my arsenal. So if you got V-cord-1 black and white tapes and you want to convert it or transfer the files, as you can see, we can do them. Drop me a note, drop me an email, drop me a phone call, whatever you want to do. We could do V-cord. We could also do V-cord 2, which is the color unit. So Let me know if you guys need tapes like this transferred. Hope you enjoyed this video.